Students have a roll number. There is some roll number being shown up here.
Yeah, so they are divided into different groups. Each group, there are group numbers.
R076768.
Yes, so
Kumaresan, you are there.
Yes, hi, how are you?
Good, good. No, nice, nice to see everyone. You know, I know all these people. Ajit, I know.
Hi, everyone. So here we are after the successful completion of OFCM 2023. So I welcome you all to the valedictory function. So first of all, let me call Professor Santanam to give opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Harita. Good evening, everyone. I think all the students really worked hard and really enjoyed this fourth edition of OFCM. Yeah. A lot of people have put in great effort in making it a very big event, and all of you must have learned. And I don't waste time talking to things. There are people the students should say about this program. So I think Harita, you can request the students to start giving their feedback.
Okay, then let's move on to students' feedbacks. So I will call students from group wise. So as you all know, there are 6 groups. So from G1, let me invite Neha to talk a few words. Neha, if you are online, you can unmute and talk. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello all. I'm Neha Budhani from Metric College, DU. So before sharing my experience on this course, I would like to give you all a backstory on how I joined this course. So last semester when I had this course of calculus, so my calculus teacher once told us all a method of somehow connecting differentiability and continuity while proving some functions to be differentiable, which is actually in Kumresan sir's book, and I didn't know it. When sir taught that to us, I didn't get it at the time because it was not the most basic method like the definition method used to be. But when I got back at it and did it by myself, then I could make much more sense of it, and I was impressed by the method. So around in there, I was fascinated by the methods of Indian authors. So, and the same teacher gave me the suggestion of joining this course. And when I researched a bit about MTTS, I got to know that Kumresan sir has links here. So I had made up my mind to join it, at least enroll. Getting selected was a different thing. So, and one more reason of joining the course was that I wanted to change my perspective on thinking mathematically. So now coming to this course, I have no regrets at all on giving my time to this course because initially I myself hadn't expected much to, because the topics were like basic sets, functions, but when I actually, now that I can say it because I finished the course, that I didn't know that everything was pretty much interlinked. So, and also the fact that I would never go up all by myself and study such basic topics ever. So in that way, I'm thankful for the teacher to have taught us so systematically. And now when I look back, things do make sense to me. And one thing that I loved about this course was that most of the thinking part was done by the students. That is why I also enjoyed the breakout sessions, because there in the discussions, we had more to say and less to listen from the mentors actually. And also I definitely liked the way Amber sir taught. So, but I had an issue, not a major one, but a little bit problem with the timings, because in the later sessions I had my college on. So there were days when I would come back from the college and in few minutes the class was scheduled. So it would get a bit tiring. I would have liked it if it started from 6 p.m. maybe. But now that I finished it, so that's not a major thing. So that's about it from my side, and I'm also looking for joining more courses offered by MTTS in the future. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Neha. Now, let me invite Dhruv Patil from G2. Dhruv? Looks like he is not here. Okay, so from G2, I can invite Deepak Dhanwani.
Hello.
Yeah, you can speak, Deepak.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Hello, myself Deepak Dhanwani from G2. First of all, I want to thank MTTS arrange such online program so that we can learn how to deal with the mathematical statements and use of the basic mathematical functions. So first of all, I thank to MTTS, and I believe that I am fortunate because I became a part of this program. The program gave me a platform to interact with various students in the breakout rooms. I really so much enjoyed training maths via this program. First time I noticed that quantifiers are essential in any life. I like the way of teaching with real life examples that help me to observe maths in life. I personally too much happy because I expected that I would learn so much things in maths in this program, and I learned things like use of quantifiers in mathematical statements, set theory from basic and real functions deeply. After after completing lecture, arrangement of breakout rooms was so nice. Because of that, I could discuss about having doubts in lecture and got sufficient help of my student friends and mentor also. My mentor guided us how to go through discussion. I thank to mentors to be with us during discussion. I can assure that this program gave me a great guidance which I want. I again thank to mentors and my group instructor to train us in basic maths and enhance interest in maths. I want to give a suggestion that there should be a more time gap between lecture and breakout rooms because after completing lecture we had given only 5 minutes, but we cannot find our problems where we are problematic. So I want to suggest that there should be at least 50 minutes between breakout rooms and lectures so that we can find where we are problematic. So thanks.
Thanks, Deepak. Now let's invite Praveen from G3.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Greetings, one and all. I am Praveen Casey from G3. The experience I had during OFCM 2023 is something that I will always treasure. Now, the key take-home point from this camp was to think. During this camp, we were asked to take sufficient time, think, and then carefully make any conclusion about what was given. We were trained to check if we had all the relevant information, and we were asked not to jump to any conclusion. And this skill, which I would call the investigation skill, it is very much mandatory for any student, but it does not come easily. It requires practice. And that's what OFCM 2023 gave us. It gave us a period of intense training on how to think. And I'm sure that this training is definitely going to prove to be a boon to us in the long run. Also, the breakout session, it was the favorite part of my this camp. I got to connect with many students who had similar interests as mine. It also helped me enhance my communication skills and the group discussion skills. I would like to thank Vikram sir, Arusha ma'am, Divya ma'am, all the mentors and all my batchmates and the entire OFCM 2023 team from the bottom of my heart for making these days memorable. Thank you all.
Thank you, Praveen. So now you're all familiar with the reactions on Zoom. So you can all clap after one person is finished talking. Yeah. Now from G4, let me invite Suchetana.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, Suchetana, you can go.
Yes. So I applied for this MTTS program when I knew that it would be on logic and sets and functions, because even though I had studied in 11th and 12th, but I still didn't feel really comfortable about how we use logic and functions and sets so thoroughly in like college courses and college proofs. And uh, in MTTS, after doing this course, I really began to understand the logical steps of a rigorous proof, like what we do in analysis or abstract algorithm. So, like for example, in like a college proof, before we prove a general property of a set of objects, mathematical objects, we have to prove like the set is non-empty, and by showing that there's elements which exist in that set. So before we just kind of routinely did that, like that was like the starting thing we have to do. But like after like refreshing and like basic logic course, I began to understand that how that's like one of the most important steps of the proof. And also like aside from the understanding, like really connecting the 11th and 12th standard courses with like the logic we use in college courses, I also realized that the basic mathematical principles that we use in set theory and like logical statements and like everyday mathematical proofs, they're so easy and so simple that we use them in our real life. Like almost all the like logical things we studied, logic and set theory and functions, we almost always use like a concrete real life example. And like that really made me open my eyes. Like all of them could have real life examples. And but the thing I enjoyed most about the MTTS program is probably the breakout rooms, because normally in like offline class, normal college class, I feel a bit shy talking in classroom, and like I feel a bit insecure about like making mistakes in front of the teacher while speaking. And in MTTS, I really felt very free talking with my peers, because the mentors don't really like stop you or just say that you're wrong like in middle of your sentence. And so you could like really discuss it freely with your peers, and if you have any problems and something, then the mentor will like guide you to the right answer, but not really just stop you and say you're wrong. And when you're discussing with your peers, you're really like more free and like to say what you think and like build on the session, what you discussed on the sessions, and ask something else that have come to your mind, something a bit related or a bit advanced using that. And as it was online, I didn't really think it could be that interactive, but like using whiteboards and small breakout rooms, it like really made me feel like we're all in the same rooms and discussing together. So it was really fun. And I also think that breakout room should have been longer, because sometimes we got cut off in the middle of a discussion, and that was a bit jarring. And yeah, and more topics should have been given like by the mentors or by the instructors to also facilitate the discussion. And I also feel like there should have been more like SAQs or take-home exercises, which you could have done by yourself or discuss in the breakout rooms, like we had a WhatsApp group. So yeah, that's my experience of MTTS.
Thank you, Suchetana. Thank you for the suggestions as well. I'm sure they're also mentioned on the feedback form. Okay, now let me invite Amrita Pradeep from G5 to share a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Amrita.
Okay, so to say about how OFCM has made an improvement in me, I don't think I can put into words. It's a feeling actually. Just like we say mathematics, it has to be felt. Because I'm a person who loves pure maths, but hates the proof which comes along with it. Actually proves I was able to understand whenever I'm reading it, but to write one on my own was a very challenging thing for me. But with OFCM, I was able to, now I can say that with confidence, I can attempt a proof. Even if it is wrong or right, it doesn't matter, but I can try it. And even while trying a proof, it actually makes a lot more sense with the problem and the statement. So now I'm much more comfortable than before when it comes to the proof area. And also in the mathematical thinking, it has actually made my brain to think maths. Like usually it's a more of computation in mathematics and calculus and everything. But here we learned about the logic that comes along with it. Secondly, we have already learned about functions and sets way back in grade 10 and 11. But what we did here was we went back and relearned the entire thing with much more depth and meaning. With simple quantifiers, we were able to understand the given statements with more meaning and more understanding. And that also helped in a way to go about the proofs. And regarding the discussions, actually, everyone thinks we need a pen and paper for maths. But with discussion, I was able to realize that maths can be talked about too. It can be easily say if you have the clear idea in your mind about maths. So that was one more thing that I will take back along with this experience. And the last and the most important is the SAQs. First of all, hats off to the people who made it. Because with every question, I first thought, how can someone create question with so much of creativity and the mathematical thinking? And that was so unique for the question that came along with it. I remember my professor saying, it's more like a game that never ends. And it's so true because once you start it, you can't end it. I remember myself doing it at least 20, 25 times at a time without a break. Because it was so interesting, so challenging. At the same time, much more fun also because it was real life situations that came along with the problems. So that was really amazing. And finally, I would like to thank everyone behind this because ultimately, if you look, you all didn't gain anything. It's all us. You gave us everything for it. And it's such a noble thing, a lot of dedication went behind it, a lot of patience to teach from the basic. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this excellent opportunity that you gave all of us in thinking about mathematics. And I'm sure that all of us will go with a much more fervor in maths back to college and with a lot more enthusiasm in it. So thank you, everyone, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Amrita. Now, yeah, let me invite Parishmita from G6.
Now audible?
Yes.
So, hello, everyone. Myself, Parishmita Deka, and I'm from Tejpur, Assam. For me, joining this camp was a good decision as I developed a lot of confidence. I got to learn how to actually learn as a mathematics student and how to approach my respective subjects. I won't say that after this camp, I drastically changed to someone very good at maths. But I think I overcome the fear of making mistakes and not being the best because during the sessions, I did make mistakes and I did learn from them. And also the camp also made me realize one more time that choosing maths was the best decision. So I would like to thank Dhiren sir from G6 and the coordinators of G6. My fellow mates of room 8 without whom I wouldn't know that I actually can explain maths to someone. And lastly, my mentor, Rahul sir, who helped me throughout this journey. So thank you.
Thank you, Parishmita. Now let's hear a few feedbacks from the mentors who are one of the most important parts of OFCM 2023 or any other OFCMs. So from G6, let me invite Nasir Ansari. I don't know if he's around. Okay. How about Abhilasha from G6?
Hello, madam.
You're here. Okay. You can talk.
Okay. First of all, good evening to all of you. I would like to thank the MTTS organization for giving this chance to be part of the OFCM 2023. For me, it was a great experience. I got to learn many things and I got to learn how to be patient with the students during the learning process. When I joined this program as a mentor, I was so stunned to see how faculties from different parts of India are working so hard to improve the students' critical thinking regarding mathematics. I could see the difference between the student behavior during the first day and the last day. There was a lot of change. I would also like to thank our instructor, Professor Dhiren sir, he was so much patience during the teaching process and the class process. So it was a great experience for me this time. This was my first time to be a mentor in this one. Earlier, I have joined MTTS for some workshop as a participant. For now, this time for me, it was a great experience. So I would like to thank MTTS organization, and I would love to be a part of this organization in future also. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Nasir. Now I invite Shivashankar from G5.
Hi. Am I audible?
Yeah. If you're not, I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, first of all, thank you very much for the opportunity. Actually, again, as you mentioned, I'm also the first time taking this opportunity as a mentor for OSM. And also, actually, it was more like a recall for me because the instructor in G5 group was Srinivasan sir, and my first MTTS journey started with foundation course under him. And it was more like, again, during the class session, I was more like a student. And then during the discussion, I was able to understand what mistakes I would do as a student. And then that actually helped me to understand better what could be done to make their understanding, and also to make the discussion more effective. And it was actually a wonderful experience to interact with young minds, their thought process, how it goes, and so on. And so every evening I used to sit in the class and then observe all the participants when questions are posed, like what people answer and where people feel difficulty. So I actually observe all the participants apart from my group because I want to also know where if I am part of a group on some day. So I just want to know where actually the students in my group actually lack confidence on answering certain questions. So I do that, and I think it's more like I was thinking this way, that breakout rooms are more like where we break things down to make the students understand things much better. And it was a very important task to actually to be a mentor. The experience as a student in MTTS is completely different from experience as a mentor, because we have to actually identify the potential problem, what is actually happening, where people are not understanding certain things. For example, being online, it's also very difficult to bring up people to speak up in the first place. So that was a very big task, and gradually I think the ice was broken, and then it was good to see people were participating. I think it was more like I got to learn from MTTS, Professor Jayantan sir. So he used to say, like, don't think complicated, keep things simple. It's always there in front of you. So we have to motivate in such way so that students come up and then they at least begin to try things. And also it's like it's okay to be wrong. So like many participants said, I was so happy because I was also thinking that way, like it's okay to make mistakes, but the thing is to identify where we go wrong. That is where the crucial point lies. And I think it was good to see people actually giving a try and then learning from their mistakes. So one of the experiments I usually try, of course, as the MTTS taught us. So it's like so what happens is, like, for example, I could give one participant say that he or she doesn't understand that, and some of them understand, one of them understands that. So what I asked to do is frame questions in such a way you can pose it and then get the answer from it. Just like your instructor did in class, in which you understood how the way you understood, you do the same. So actually this kind of motivated students to frame questions, pose questions, and involve much in discussions. So that was, and also the whiteboard and whiteboard experience was good, because I think whenever students come to the blackboard or whiteboard in the online setting, they do some problem and then they get it correct. The joy they feel is amazing. So and that actually motivates them to do more. And I think that was a good in discussion sessions. And whenever I had some questions or maybe I feel someday the discussion didn't go well or could be done effective, what I used to do is I talk with the other mentors in different groups, and then I get some input from them. I try those things the next day. And if it doesn't work, again, I mean, if it works, it's good. But if it doesn't work, then once again, I go back experimenting, and then it's a loop. So it was more like an experiment for me because to bring up students to speak. But ultimately, towards the end of the program, like many of them opened up, they spoke, they tried, and it was a very good experience to see those things. And I was very happy and fortunate to be part of this OFCM program. And I once again thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shivashankar. Now let me invite Swati Yadav from G4.
Hi, everyone. Hi. So this is Swati Yadav. First of all, I would like to thank the team of MTTS who gave me the opportunity to be the part of this program as an observer. So in few sessions, I also mentored students, which was a great experience. So currently I'm a postdoc, and before that I was working as an assistant professor where I used to take classes of undergraduate students. Actually, what I want to say that there is no training for us that how should we teach the class. Like the focus is always on the result should be good. So before joining the MTTS, I knew that this is the platform where I can learn how to be a good teacher, because knowing everything doesn't make you a good teacher, but making them learn everything makes. So this is the platform where everyone is learning, like students are learning concepts, how to deal with basic things, how to think mathematically. We are here to learn how to make students learn the same thing and the same way with a lot of patience. So taking their responses every time, asking questions randomly, it makes them engage, as well as it makes the class interesting. So along with the students, we are also studying the same things, which we have read don't know how many times, like in BSc, MSc, competitive exams, then PhD, and then as a teacher. But as in the inaugural session, Dr. Anovairita mentioned that the more you read, the more you grasp, and the more you can deliver. So the last thing which I want to say that I'm quite amazed to see the efforts made by teachers, by Bhabha sir, by students, and also by mentors. So shall I be given a chance in the future to be a mentor in such a program? I would definitely do it with all my heart, with all my efforts. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, so much.
Thanks a lot, Swati. Now I invite Viona D'Souza from G3.
Hello, everyone. I am Viona. Currently, I'm doing my PhD at IIT Kanpur. I actually didn't know about this program. Like last Tuesday, I was like really confused whether I have taken the right decision to do research, etc. So I kind of called Anand sir, and from Anand sir, I got to know there's this program, and will you be volunteering to become a mentor, because they were short of them. So I said yes, obviously, and obviously it was a very good decision. I was a participant of MTTS level O, which also happened online. So it was like learning with them as well. And when the breakout room started, all those memories, kind of happy memories, came back to me. But here I just had to remember that I do not have to talk, I have to observe them. So initially it was difficult to hold back. But obviously, by looking at them discuss, I felt very happy, and I got to know those things that come to me naturally right now. Actually, initially they are very difficult, and you have to actually put in a lot of effort to actually understand how to think in that manner. And more than that, it is more difficult to put people into that track to break those bad habits that they already kind of have gathered. And then that seeing them improve in that direction, and seeing many people participate now who didn't used to, that was really cool for me. So the change within me also, from the one who used to express to the one who is listening and taking observations, that was really cool. And also the other thing I got to know from the mentors and coordinators, observing them, how much effort those people put into actually see if everybody is changing their name on time, and are the SAQs well prepared or not, making corrections and everything. And even it was my first time giving those SAQs as a mentor, and I still realize that I still make mistakes. So that's really cool actually. I also got to learn a lot from them. So they are addictive actually. So in all, what I learned was things that look easy, actually they take effort, and we should also like continue trying to pursue. So it's cool in all. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a mentor. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Now, let me invite Yogita from G2.
Yeah, hello. Dear Professor Kumresan sir, dear Satya sir, both the coordinators of G2 Group Omkar and Gokul Raj, all other coordinators, all host and co-host of this meeting, SAQ coordinators, guests, and most importantly, dear students, good evening to one and all present here. I'm Yogita Parmar, working as an assistant professor in mathematics at Government Science College, which is situated in the capital city of Gujarat, Gandhinagar. Feeling honored and privileged to be part of OFCM 2023 as one of the mentors. I am thankful to the coordinators, organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with students who are coming from different places of Bharat. It was one of the best experience I have ever had in my teaching career. When I filled the form of the mentor, I had doubt on that whether I can spare 2-3 hours every day with the some social responsibility, family responsibility, and work at 10 to 5. So I'm grateful for the support and cooperation received from people around me, which made this possible. As we are gathered here today to celebrate successful completion of this course, we reflect on a journey of learning, growth, and transformation. I have been part of MTTS indirectly for years as recommending teacher for many students who have been selected and completed the training programs of different levels. But as a mentor, this was my first experience. As a mentor, I have witnessed growth in students every day. I have seen them in tackling problems and observed them thinking in the right direction. In the beginning, they needed our guidance and comments in breakout rooms. They needed right questions to be asked in particular discussion problems. But as days passes, in particular at my room, I have observed that they started copying me and doing the things by their own, which is great achievement for not only them, but for us also. But dear students, I would like to tell you all that it is essential to recognize that your journey does not end here, but the actual journey started from today itself. The foundation you have built during this course will serve as a springboard for your future endeavors. I would like to tell you all that presently the world is looking at Bharat as we are on a journey to become developed from developing country. But dear students, Bharat is looking at you to make this dream possible. I congratulate all the students for the successful completion of this course, and at the same time, best of luck for the future challenges. Once again, I would love to thank you, express my gratitude to the organizers of MTTS and online foundation course in mathematics for having me as a mentor and for giving me the opportunity here to share my knowledge and to be part of OFCM 2023. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Yogita. Now I invite Monica Singh from G1 to share a few words. You need to unmute, Monica. Yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Myself, Monica Singh from Lady Shri Ram College for Women. And I'm part of this OFCM first time. So hence I'm sharing here my overall experience, not only as one of the mentor, but also the things which I have observed during this course. My feedback in one word is learning. Learning for everyone, either students, mentors, coordinators, resource persons, or the team behind the curtain. Everyone has his or her own learning directions, but I hope the slope of the learning trajectory would be increasing in that direction after being a part of OFCM 23. The second point which I would like to share, that's the self-assessment. Assessment is the integral part of the teaching learning process, and self-assessment is one of the best ways of assessment because we can't lie with ourselves. We understand our weakness and strong points and put efforts to improve upon it. This assessment was done with mentors also. All the time getting very humble and polite emails from the SAQ team for mentors to do SAQs with mentioning the different reasons, may it be typos, may it be trial run on different gadgets, may it be accessibility, etc. But in these requests, one of the silent objective is self-assessment for the mentors also. Deep thought process has been exercised to make the program more effective, more transparent, more vigilant, and more organized in an online mode. Also, to achieve the best output from OFCM 23, during the course, several teaching learning exercises were done, like reshuffling of the students in different breakout rooms, and later, as per the feedback of the mentors, new breakout rooms were formed. I think the belief is that nothing is perfect and always we can improve, and the results are in front of all of us. The fourth point is the vigilant. The general perception for the online mode course is that it can be managed easily with our other engagements because all the controls of the meeting are in our hand. But this is not the case with OFCMs. The bird's eye is there in all the activities of the students, like how many times they have responded in the lecture, how active students were in the discussion rooms, how many times they have accessed the MTTS classroom, how many times they have attempted SAQs, how they have performed in the assignments, why they have missed the class, or at what time they have joined the session, etc. Hence, for completing the OFCM is a big task. I congratulate all the students who have successfully completed this foundation course because they have earned this success with new experience of learning. I think Sohan Lal Dwivedi's lines are perfectly suitable at this moment. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. The meaning of the lines is, the boat doesn't cross due to fear of the waves. Those who try are not defeated. The spark of the learning has been ignited with this foundation course, and surely its impact will be visible with time later. Finally, I would say that I'm glad that I was part of this OFCM 23. I had an enriched experience. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for organizing this MTTS, this OFCM 23, and giving me this opportunity to contribute a little in this venture. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Monica. Now, once again, I give this platform to all the coordinators and the instructor, whoever wants to share their experiences.
Harita?
Yes, Santan.
So Deependra will ask him to speak because he may be some work. Yeah?
Okay.
I will introduce him after that.
Yeah. Okay, you can do that.
Yeah, shall I do that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So
unmute, yeah. No,
yeah, Deependra, I will say a few words about you. After that, you will speak.
But are we done with all the presentations?
No. There's
We'll
some more people have to speak, but you may have some work you said, right? So therefore, we will
till about 5.
Speak.
Yeah.
Or if people can speak after, you can speak. If you prefer.
But it may take 1 more hour, or if it is getting done around 5, then it's okay with me till 5.
Yeah, okay. Harita?
Deependra.
Yeah.
Santanam?
Yeah, yes, Kumaresan.
So what we could do is, let's go along with that. When Deependra wants to leave, okay? Let him raise hand.
Okay, all right.
Stop the presentation and let him speak, okay?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So because, he will have his own time, okay? Let him
right.
decide, okay? That will be easiest.
Yeah, right, okay.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay.
Yes.
Then let's hear from the instructors and coordinators. I'm not calling anybody's name.
May I request? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Neeraj.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Neeraj Sapkota, research scholar in the Department of Methods, Signifal Institute of Technology. I got the opportunity to be part of MTTS as a mentor in G1. This was a great learning experience for me. This is my second time in OFCM as a mentor, and I can tell how much does it shapes our understanding and the students. There is many things to take home. As someone before me said, everyone is learning here something. For all this wonderful experience, I'd like to thank the organizers, Instructor Amber sir in my group, fellow mentor and coordinators, Garima ma'am, Bala sir, Sunil sir, Anudita ma'am, and everyone. I would also like to thank all my students, without whom this journey would not have been complete. Thank you everyone. I shall look forward to be part of many such programs in MTTS in coming future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Neeraj.
Among from the faculty, may I request Amber Habib to say a few words? Yeah, it is Babasama speaking.
Hi everybody. Okay, I mean, it's been a really intense 2 weeks. 12 days of classes in just 2 weeks, 2-day gaps. So anyway, I think what I was telling my group, and I'm sure this holds true for everyone, is that in an online program, it's quite difficult to hold the attention of the students. And in fact, now if I have to attend an online talk, I find it very difficult to give 1 hour of my attention. It's really quite difficult. And so I'm really impressed by the students in this program. For 2 weeks, they've attended regularly. We had very few dropouts. We were asking them questions online. They were there, they were alert, they were responding. So I think that's a great triumph for us. And really everybody who did the planning, I mean, as an instructor, I kind of had to just show up and interact with the students. But I know that what made it successful behind the scenes was the mentors, the coordinators. I could see all the hard work they were doing. And of course, setting the whole thing in place, the history of this particular activity with Baba and Anant and everyone else. So it was very comforting to have Ajit there in my lectures. Whenever I would sort of, when you can't see the students' faces, you sometimes get off track. And it was good to have Ajit there to pull me back where I needed to be going. And also knowing that if someday I couldn't be there, that he was there ready to step in. So the program had so many aspects. Everything sort of prepared, backups in place, the self-assessment things, assignment that were graded so quickly by the mentors. And of course, the students' own participation. So in general, one is always a little skeptical about online programs, but with MTTS, it's again amazing to see that even in this format, such a wonderful thing has been pulled off. So anyway, my gratitude to everybody. That's what I wanted to express.
Thanks a lot, Professor Amber Habib. Looks like the event will go slightly beyond 5, then probably we can open it. We can ask Dipendra Prasad to speak. So I'll invite Professor Sandanam to invite or introduce Professor Dipendra Prasad.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
Dear students, the MTTS always known for thinking out of the box, just as it started OFCM during the pandemic, and which has been successful. And yesterday, Professor Anand thought, our program is such that instead of inviting people for inauguration, we should invite people for valedictory function. who are well-wishers and funding agency, donors, and so on. So immediately I thought of Professor Deependra Prasad. He, at a short notice, he agreed to come and address us. Professor Deependra Prasad joined Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in 1980. He is a very well-known mathematician in India, working on representation theory and number theory. He is also a recipient of Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award and Third World Academy of Sciences. And after his about 25 years at more than 30 years at TAFR, now he is at IIT Bombay as a distinguished professor. And he is also the chairperson of National Board for Higher Mathematics. And he is a well-wisher of the MTTS program. And I invite Professor Deependra Prasad to address the students. Professor Deependra Prasad.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Santanam. Pleasure to see all the students speaking so highly of the program, and all the mentors and teachers full of energy and full of enthusiasm and full of praise for this program. I have been hearing about MTTS for a long time, as Professor Kumresan has been. In fact, he was my teacher at the Tata Institute, and I have continued to be in his contacts for all these 40 years. I joined Tata Institute in 1980, and Professor Kumresan taught me a course on analysis in 1980. And in fact, it so happens that I am now in IIT, and I am teaching a course on measure theory here in this semester. So now I have been keeping track of the MTTS journey, and I know a lot of students have been profiting by this program, and certainly the testimony and all the words that you have given here seem to confirm that it's an exciting program. It inculcates the spirit of inquiry. I think one should not be only happy with bookish knowledge of facts, but I think one should deeply think about why something is done the way it is done. I think when a material is cooked and given to you, it perhaps is looks fine, but I think to reach that final product, many thought process have gone into it, and many times one goes in the wrong direction, and then one comes back because one realizes that that was not the right path. So I think it is important in mathematics to make mistakes, and then in fact by making mistake one realizes that no, that the something must be wrong, and I need to correct it. And so somehow I myself try to ask questions when I don't understand. And I always encourage students to participate in the programs. The students should not be mute spectators, but they should be an active participants. You know, in many lectures, there are many things that you do not follow. And instead of thinking that you will go back home and you will look at your notes, etc., I think if the teacher is willing to help you, and in many cases, the teachers are in fact very happy to have some students ask the doubts, so that in fact, what is bothering your mind may also be bothering many others, but they don't have the courage to ask, and you could lead the group by asking the question. So personally, I feel that doing mathematics is a very active process. It should not be a passive process that, you know, you go back to your room and read for 2 hours and then again attend a lecture. No, I think you need to discuss. So no, this is certainly something which I feel that MTTS perhaps encourages discussions and interactions, and I'm also happy to see that many of the mentors are very young people, so you can feel that they are not so senior like me. So I think asking them, interacting with them should be more easier. So please continue to participate in such instructional programs. I'm sure each one of you are students in some place or the other. But I think these programs perhaps give you a larger perspective to how to do mathematics and how to learn mathematics and how to go further. So I think it's a great opportunity for the students in the country also to come together. I think this is not something which can be underestimated, that just the fact that you are all together in a group, I think makes it possible for you to find some common friends with whom you can continue to interact academically and might meet and so on. When I was growing up, we used to have this scholarship called Science Talent Scholarship. Science Talent Search Examination or Scholarship. And one part of that obligation was to attend a summer school for 1 month. So I think you get a scholarship for the year, and then there was also expectation from the students to attend a summer program for 1 year, organized in different places in the country. And in that summer program, 30, 40 or 50 students will come together, and you might be in a big college or a small college or in one place or the other, but you all come together for the 3 year of BSc and 2 year of MSc. So I think it allowed us to make a lot of friendship for future academic interactions. So I think this aspect is also very nice of MTTS. It is bringing a lot of like-minded students together, and from whatever I could hear, most people who go through MTTS have a very enriching experience, I am certain. And if there is something more that the teachers can do for you, we as teachers are always happy when the student approaches us and asks us, "Sir, how do you do this?" I think it's not a botheration for us. Professor Kumresan, when he used to teach me in 1980, he will come in the middle of the night and then ask us. And conversely, we also would like to, we will make use of his energy and commitment to mathematics. So please continue to take interest in mathematics. Mathematics has a bright future. I personally feel that besides the details of mathematics, I think the thought process that mathematics encourages, precise, careful, no ambiguities, and you don't take anything for granted. I think this is something which I think is very valuable. I think mathematician is not happy till he or she has fully understood a concept. So I hope you take from mathematics not only the methods of algebra, analysis, topology, or geometry, but also this thought process that you must examine each idea with some care. All right, so I wish you all good future, great time doing mathematics. I think it's a very enjoyable subject, despite what many people may say, it's a boring subject. But I think those of us who are in mathematics, we feel, it is the most enjoyable thing that we do. So I hope you will also like doing mathematics and feel the pleasure of doing mathematics. All right, so thank you all for this opportunity. Thank you, Santanam. We were colleagues in the Tata Institute. Kumresan was my teacher. I know Ambar Habib, Ajit, and I know everyone. Good to see everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Deependra Prasad. Yeah, Professor Kumresan would like to address. Professor Kumresan.
I just wanted to recall something which happened in the 4th or 5th year of MTTS. I met Deependra in TAF because by then I was already at the University of Mumbai. Then he has just returned from the first year interview for selecting first year students to TAF. Then you told me, Kumaresan, the MTTS is fantastic. Earlier, it was very difficult to find somebody eligible. Now we don't get even a single dud. That's what he said. And I was very happy to hear that. I do not know whether Deependra remembers that because it's about 25, 28 years ago. But yes, that made me very happy that day.
Yeah, no, I have been hearing very good things about MTTS, and I can certainly imagine saying that. No, it looks, I think many people here also seem to feel the same, and I have many people over the years who have come through MTTS.
Thank you, Deependra.
Thank you very much, Professor Deependra.
Thank you, Professor Deependra Prasad, for your encouraging words. Now we'll continue with sharing the experience of participants and mentors. So again, I'll start from G1. I'm calling out the participants. Meenakshi from G1. Okay, Danson from G1. Yes, Danson, you can speak.
It's the nice opportunity for me to get into MTTS. So the course was suggested by one of my PhDs. It's also a mentor. I think he's in some other, I guess. So thank you for the opportunity to be selected on this. So it's a new experience for me. So I thought the course won't be like this, but it's like more of very basic. That's very helpful for me to write mathematical notations now. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Danson. Varsha from G3.
Yes. My experience in OFCM has been great. The thing is, the portions we've covered in the past 2 weeks have already been taken as a course for me in my college last semester. So it wasn't, there weren't a lot of things that were new to me. But that being said, I felt that the way these sessions were taken forward was very different from the way I've been learning it. So, and I've learned how to look at math in a different way, if not the concepts, but I've learned how to look at it in a different manner, thanks to the way the sessions have been taken. And I also realized over the past 2 weeks that I've enjoyed speaking about math with other people. I enjoy discussing math as a subject, and I don't think that this realization would have been possible if not for the breakout room sessions we've had. So that's been my experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Varsha. Now let me call Tanush from G4.
very good evening to one and all present here. My name is Tanush. I'm representing G4. First of all, I would like to congratulate everyone present here for a successful completion of OFCM 2023. It was for me personally, it was a completely new experience because over the years I have even in my school and my college we have especially in college we have lectures where very highly experienced professors with all sorts of with very high qualifications come and take our classes, and they give us very detailed lectures. But when we are not able to follow those lectures, and that is very clearly always visible from our faces, but rarely anything gets done, although we are present in front of the professors always. But here in OFCM, although we are sitting many kilometers away from all each other, the concept of asking close-ended questions, yes or no questions, and seeing the level of the class, this method is truly game changing in my opinion. So this was something very new which I saw. Moreover, a very nice way or method of writing quantifiers was introduced, which was very helpful to me at least, because in subjects which I have courses which I have taken in algebra or analysis, in most of the books the quantifiers are not given, and the statements are given in a very hazy manner. So the methods given here, when I tried to like put those statements through those quantifiers, are very nice statements I could form. So I would like to thank MTTS program for teaching me this. I would also like to take opportunity to thank my instructor Uday sir. I would like to thank our academic coordinator Gayatri ma'am, Franshu sir, and all the mentors who are working so hard for making this program such nice. Also, the concept of breakout rooms was amazing. We were able to discuss with our friends. We were able to gain more insight into what our weaknesses were. I discovered a lot of mine. I was also able to help others, and they were also able to help me. So this was really nice. In future, I would obviously want to join other MTTS programs. I should also take time to mention Bhaba sir's contribution in our G4. He was always there as a guiding light. Whenever sometimes his questions provoked immense thought and insight into our minds. So I would like to thank him also in this opportunity. Overall, I think so for me and for everyone, this was a great opportunity. I would like to thank the Professor Kumaresan for conceiving MTTS. It has clearly benefited a lot of students over the years. So in conclusion, thank you everyone for this opportunity, and that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanush. Now invite Arif Das from G5.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
I actually got about this MTTS OFCM program, this information from one of the professor in my university, and I applied, but got selected. It is like I never expected that I will get selected. I got selected, but I get selected, and the experience was very different than ordinary classrooms. Here in lecture, actually in each sessions, I have learned a lot to think differently. I actually previously we have been taught the things that are not new. Actually, they are we all have read this concept already in our +2, 12th and 11th. And but to me, many of the things I always thought that they are not at all connected, can't be. For example, like the use of quantifier and like implication statements, like one statement imply another, and the how we can write that also in terms of quantify. It was like I thought they are totally different, but after this, like this, there are many concepts which I thought that different, but after attending, like it's all seems to be like connected somehow or not. Yes. And another thing is I really put me very good impact on me is that like whenever any topics in mathematics come or any statements or concept, it always been like if we don't understand that, we make it like we think more, and it we sometimes make it more complicated. But thanks to sir, my instructor sir, Srinivasan sir, he always like give some examples and always tell in our session that like to think simply, don't make the thing like complicated. So it is like one thing I really learned from this class, like to always if I don't understand, that doesn't mean that I have to think complicatedly. I like it's not necessary to make things complicated. And after that, about the breakout session, I would say that it was a great experience for me in breakout session, because like in class, actually, if I am not a very fast learner. Actually, I'm also not very slow learner, but proofs are always for me sometimes of adding enigmatic things. It may be done in the sessions, but lectures, but I like sometimes I can't follow them. So it is not like I am not getting it. But after going to breakout session, it is like discussion with my peers. It become like instantly clear to me. So it was a very good experience. And also breakout room, it was the experience I want to say is that it is not only learning, but also it put me a very confident on me to explain what I think about the topic. Not only and also what others think, that is I am gaining, but also what I think I can express, that confidence also I get from the breakout rooms. And also, like if anyone ask any question, like any doubt, so I also like start like it I have seen myself to building a mindset to see the thing in the other way, such that like I can answer the question like asked by other are like of the different perspective than mine. So I kind of also, it helped me to change my perspective and see the things in other way. And at last, and the most important and like most I experienced very good was the SAQ questions. It was so amazing, I say. And I learn a lot. Like I would say that I learn as much as from the SAQ, as much I learned from actually each lectures. I made a lot of mistakes from SAQ, but that's how like I also learned, and then I make more and more progress in the SAQ. And as like it was like I tried SAQ many times, that's why and it was a very good experience. And after all, I want to say that like MTTS OFCM actually gave me gave every student that the opportunity, like we are given an environment where everyone interested to talk about math and also talk about mathematics. So it is also encouraging for me to say whatever I think. It doesn't matter that it is right or wrong. So I also thank you to MTTS and all the teams, my instructor Srinivasan sir, and coordinator Manusi ma'am and Jensen sir, and my mentor Aditya sir and others, about like for always supporting me and like encouraging us. So thank you.
Thank you, Arik. Now I invite Sompriti from G6.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sampriti Bhattakur from Tinsukia, Assam. First of all, I want to start by expressing my gratitude to MTTS for providing us with this fantastic opportunity, and of course, for bringing together so many mathematics enthusiasts, regardless of the geographical boundaries. Before attending this session, I have never paid so much importance to quantifiers or other such small things. And the way the fundamentals of mathematics are taught in these classes has greatly helped us. On the other hand, the group discussion allowed us to open up and clarify our doubts. So as we come to an end, I will be leaving behind a beautiful experience, friends, and some basic mathematical understandings. I would also like to thank Dhiren sir and Rajat sir, our mentor, and everyone else for guiding me through this journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I invite Bulbul from G4. Moving on. Yeah, you're there. Okay. Hi, Bulbul.
Good evening, all of you. मैम एंड सर गुड इवनिंग। सबसे पहले मैं मेरे सर और MTTS के जितने भी जुड़े हुए हैं, जितने भी सर हैं, मेंटर हैं, सबको मैं थैंक्स बोलना चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि आपने मुझे अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करने का मौका दिया। थैंक यू। मुझे सबसे पहले मैं ये बोलना चाहूँगी कि ये जो MTTS है, फाउंडेशन कोर्स है, ये बहुत अच्छा है, क्योंकि मुझे इसके बारे में कुछ भी नहीं पता था, लेकिन मेरे सर ने, मेरे कॉलेज के सर ने मुझे बताया कि एक MTTS फाउंडेशन कोर्स है, ऑनलाइन है, तो कर लो। तो हमने सर से पूछा कि सर ये मतलब होता क्या है, तो सर ने बोला कि नहीं, एक बार करके देखो, अगर तुम्हारा सिलेक्शन होता है तो करके देखो, फिर बाद में हमको बोलना कि क्या होता है। सच में ये बहुत अच्छा है, क्योंकि हमको ये जो 2 वीक का था, तो सबसे अच्छा जो हमको लगा इसमें, वैसे तो बहुत सब अच्छा ही, मतलब बहुत एंजॉय किए हम भी, क्योंकि बहुत कुछ इससे एक्सपीरियंस हमको मिला, लेकिन सबसे अच्छा जो था वो ये था कि सबसे पहले मतलब हम सेशन कराए आप, उसके बाद फिर डिस्कस, फिर पोल क्वेश्चन। ये ना एक्सपीरियंस के लिए बहुत अच्छा रूल है, जिसको हम आगे भी करना चाहेंगे, क्योंकि इससे शायद हमें अपने आप को इम्प्रूव करने का मौका मिलता है। ये जो MTTS है, तो ये बहुत, मेरा जो फीलिंग है कि मतलब ये बहुत ही अच्छा एक फाउंडेशन कोर्स है। शायद सबको मतलब अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलना चाहिए, शायद मिलना चाहिए। इसमें जो हमने सीखा है 2 वीक में, लाइक कंट्रापोजिटिव, निगेशन, फंक्शन, ये सब सेट्स, हमको जो फीलिंग आता है, हमको लगता है कि ये मतलब हमें ना सोचने का एक देता है कि हम कितना सोच सकते हैं। जैसे फंक्शन सेट, ये सब मतलब अगर हम पूरा गहराई से मतलब इसको करें, तो हमको सोचने का शक्ति ये बढ़ाता है। शायद हम कितना कहाँ तक सोच पाते हैं कि मैथ में कहाँ तक, बिकॉज इससे पहले मैं सेट्स फंक्शन से पढ़ी थी, बट उतना नहीं मतलब हम सोच पाते थे। ये करने के बाद हम कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा सोच पाते हैं, लगता है कि हम कुछ इम्प्रूव हुए हैं, और बहुत मतलब उभरने का जरूरत है हमको, क्योंकि मतलब अभी उतना भी नहीं हुआ है जितना, मतलब फिर भी 2 वीक में बहुत ही अच्छा हुआ है। और सबसे अच्छा हुआ था कि मतलब ब्रेकआउट रूम, जो भी मतलब क्लियर नहीं होता था, तो वो ब्रेकआउट रूम में मतलब डिस्कस करने में बहुत अच्छा लगता था, और जो भी मतलब डिस्कस करते थे, और हम जो डिस्कस करते थे उसमें मतलब बहुत अच्छा लगता था कि हम भी कुछ मतलब दूसरे से अपना साझा कर सकते हैं, कि हम भी दूसरे को थोड़ा बता सकते हैं। तो ये बहुत अच्छा लगा। और फिर उसके बाद जो है कि ये ऐसे क्वेश्चन इससे भी मतलब फायदा हुआ, क्योंकि इसमें भी सोचने का मतलब हमें मौका मिला कि हम कहाँ तक और क्या सोच सकते हैं, क्योंकि स्टेट फंक्शंस शायद, जहाँ तक फीलिंग है कि ये हमें ये देता है कि हम मैथ में कहाँ तक सोच पाते हैं। लैंग्वेज, मैथमेटिक्स लैंग्वेज, हम उसको कहाँ तक कर पाते हैं, शायद ये लगता है। और इतना ज्यादा, क्योंकि मैथ से तो पहले तो बहुत डर लगता था, अब उतना इतना है कि नहीं, मतलब मैथ को जितना रिवाइज करो, जितना सोच सको, जितना जितना सोच सको तुम मैथ में, उतना तुम्हें समझ में आएगा, ये लगता है। तो हमको लगता है कि ये बहुत ही अच्छा है फाउंडेशन कोर्स। और ये भावा सर, जितने भी सर हैं, मैं सबका थैंक्स करती हूँ, मेंटर सबका थैंक्स करती हूँ। आपसे 2 वीक में मिल के बहुत अच्छा लगा। इस कोर्स में बहुत मतलब अपने आप को बहुत मतलब खुशी, मतलब अपने आप में बहुत खुशी है कि हम भी मतलब इसमें ज्वाइन हुए। मेरा भी मतलब सिलेक्शन हुआ, हम भी मतलब किए, तो ये सोच के बहुत अच्छा लगता है ऑल ओवर इंडिया में कि मेरा भी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी हमको भी मिला, तो ये सोच के अच्छा लगता है। सो थैंक्स ऑल।
Thank you, Bulbul. Let me invite Srinidhi from G5.
Am I audible, ma'am? Good evening, everyone. I'm Srinidhi, one of the participants in MTTS course. So before entering this course, I had no idea about what this course, and I have also not attended any such type of online courses before. So my basic idea was like, this course is something about maths. So after entering into this course, I came to know that some of the concepts like what is meant by set and the function were already familiar to me. So I thought that I could cope up with what my professor teaches and it would be easier. But later I realized that what I had understood was actually wrong from what was teaching here. So I have came across those concepts in my school days and also in the first semester. But after guided by my professor and my mentor, the what I have thought was right was actually wrong. So I used to compare both the way in what I have understood and what they are teaching in this course, and I used to reflect on all my works. So I found out that the understanding that I made earlier lacked to answer it logically. So this was one of the most important skill that I have attained from this course. It improved me in many ways, like thinking logically and picturizing things. So at first, I thought that I would not be able to balance this classes since I had my semester exams along with this course. So it would be like I used to write exams in the morning or from 2 to 5, and I used to rush out of the exam hall to attend this class. So it was like I think it would not work out. But later, after attending nearly 5 to 6 classes, I was able to balance both my semester exams and also this, because this course had changed my way of studying. Like I changed my method. I used to work out more sums before my exams, but in this exams I just picturized things. I just analyzed what was given and what should be solved or what should be proved, and I used to find I used to guess the answer logically and move my proof or solution through in the direction of that answer. So it is half done really. So I could also get my time management from that. So I used to finish my exams faster, and I used to attend these courses. So about the breakout rooms, it was really amazing because I was not that type of person who can build up a conversation with someone who we don't even see. But this course has motivated me to open up, share my opinion, and also to teach others. I think my mentor really guided me to open up with all. And I also came to understand that different people, actually I could explore different people interpreting the same question in a different way. So that it can be either true or wrong, but that doesn't matter. But what it had taught me is that we could see a certain thing in a different way, but we should also find which one is right, and we should also prove the others are wrong. So it made me to think a certain question in a different angles. So all other works from this course, such as assignments and all this SAQs, are really amazing. I nearly gave about 50 attempts in my first SAQ, because every time whenever I open my SAQ and gave it attempt, I could find new set of questions coming up. So it really increased all my curiosity. The classes really set up a spark of my curiosity about maths. It really changed the way how I think maths would actually be, and now I have some idea different than what I had before about Max. So this curiosity which I had at the starting kept on increasing rather than decreasing. I could not find any places that makes my curiosity to decrease. And about the enjoyment, I really enjoyed every look and corner of this course, from our professor, Mr. Srinivasan sir, who used to get happy while seeing everybody participating, and also in the group discussion rooms where we used to discuss with some other person whom we have not even seen. So everything is actually gave me a good experience. I would like to take up this opportunity to thank my mentor, Mr. Shivashankar sir, and my professor, Mr. Srinivasan sir, and all my breakout roommates, who without whom I would have never known that I could even teach others. So thank you for all. I think I'm gonna miss all these days in MTTS. So thank you for giving such a great experience. So thank you.
Thank you, Srinidhi. Now I'll call out a few more names. I don't know if they're here. If you're there, then you can unmute yourself and talk and speak. Khushbu Kumari from G6, Avnish Sharma from G6, Dhruv Patil from G2, Meenakshi from G1. If any of you are here, I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, now I think I'll invite the mentors now to share their experience. So Paras from G2. Aman Singh from G1.
Hi everyone. My MTTS journey was started in 2019, and I was offline participant at ISAR Kolkata. That was the awesome experience. First time I had visited Kolkata, and offline experience is much better than this. We actually meet personally many friends, many faculties. उस समय मेरा हिंदी ठीक था, अंग्रेजी समझ में नहीं आता था, तो हालत तो ऐसा आज भी है। तो क्लासेस में क्या होता था कि मैंने भाभा शर्मा सर को बोला था कि सर मेरा अंग्रेजी वीक है, तो मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, या कुछ ऐसा भी प्रॉब्लम है जैसे कि मैं प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं दे सकता हूँ। तो सर ने बहुत अप्रिसिएट किया था उस समय, और उसके बाद मुझे एक वीक के बाद अंग्रेजी समझ में आने लगा था, और बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था। ऑफलाइन में जाते हैं तो वहां पर एक संडे विजिट करते हैं आसपास के विजिटिंग प्लेसेस, जैसे कि वहां पर मैंने विक्टोरिया मेमोरियल और कुछ पार्क्स में घूमे थे, कुछ हिस्टोरिकल प्लेसेस, वेल्लूर मठ ऐसे करके। तो बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था वो फर्स्ट टाइम। फिर ऑनलाइन हो गया सब कुछ कोरोना आने के बाद। तो ऑनलाइन में भी मेरा इतना एक्साइटमेंट था कि मैं नेटवर्क नीचे नहीं होता था घर पे, तो मैं छत चला जाता था। तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम धूप में, मतलब सनलाइट में भी छिप के पढ़ता रहता था। तो बहुत अच्छा लगता था, क्योंकि टीचर्स जो लोग अप्रिशिएट अच्छे से करते हैं कि अरे तुम अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हो, ये दिस क्वेश्चन इज रियली गुड, हु इज आस्किंग। तो मैं जैसे ही अमन नाम बोल दिया तो मतलब खुश हो जाता था। तो ऐसे अंबर हवाई सर और कांथानम सर, कुमरेसन सर, इन लोगों ने ऑनलाइन टीच किया है मुझको 2020 में, 2021 में। तो दैट वाज ग्रेट एक्सपीरियंस। मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप लोग ने अभी जो यहाँ पे 1-2 वीक में देखा है, दिस इज मच लेस देन ऑफलाइन एक्सपीरियंस। वहां पर अच्छी फ्रेंडशिप होती है। हम लोग, जैसे कि मेरे पास अभी 36 गुड मैथमेटिशियंस हैं, फ्रेंड्स हैं, और उनसे कभी कभी बात होती रहती है। और तो मैथमेटिक्स में मेरा जैसे कि पहले से ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं था, मतलब कैलकुलेशन वाज गुड बट थिंकिंग प्रोसेस वाज टू मच बैड. So after this MTTS program, I really cleared many exams without doing any calculations actually. Like I passed after my BSc, just after my BSc, I passed TFR exams and IIT JAM and all these kinds of soft exam without doing too much calculation. मतलब सोच के after you reading a question twice, you will get answer if you are thinking properly. तो अच्छा था वो, मतलब अभी भी मतलब सर ने बोला था कि एक स्लो पॉइजन है, आगे चल के अच्छा प्रदर्शन करेगा. तो धीरे धीरे जो सीखना शुरू किया था, तो अभी जो है फिलहाल पीएचडी कर रहा हूँ आईसर मोहाली से, और अच्छा है सब कुछ. मतलब अभी तक जो एक्सपीरियंस है एमटीटीएस का, इट इज टू गुड. 1 साल पहले भी ओएफसी में मैं मेंटर रह चुका हूँ, और दिस इज सेकेंड टाइम. तो मैं बहुत खुश हूँ इधर आके. मैंने देखा मेरे फ्रेंड्स नहीं है इधर, कुछ फ्रेंड्स जैसे मनमोहन, तमोगना, संगीता पाकरेकर, मनीषा, नेहा गोरेगांवकर, like this, but they are all doing good in their area. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Aman. Now let me call Shivani from G4. Xavier from G5. Okay, Abhilasha from G6.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to give a huge thank you to the whole OFCM team for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to meet these nice people. As a mentor, this is the third time I'm here. So today I am here because of the MTTS. Once I was also a student of MTTS, and I can clearly say that I can overcome my fear of communication with people due to the MTTS only. So thank you again. Now come to the OFCM. So these 12 days were the best part of my life. As sitting behind, I'm not only guiding my students, but also gain some knowledge, teaching technique from our respected Professor Dhiren Dasnet sir. I want to give my gratitude towards our coordinators, Shobik sir and Kiran sir of G6 for organizing the camp so nicely and helping us at any moment when we needed them. And lastly, to our beloved students, without whom we are nothing. Their support, trust make this camp so successful. So I want to give them a big round of applause to the students. So I want to say the students that keep working hard, be motivated. So thank you once again. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Abhilasha. Now I invite any of the mentors who wants to briefly share their experiences. Yeah, Rohit.
Okay, good evening to all of you. So there are so many things about this program, but I have written the things. So I'm going to say that. So I feel proud by joining this OFCM 2023. This is the first time I am mentoring any MTTS program. So now, first of all, I will talk about MTTS team. The team is very dedicated and serious in giving quality mathematics education to the students who want to make their career in the subject. The OFCM 2023 is a systematically managed program, as all of us have seen. For us, it's just clicking the screen button and we started interacting with the peoples. But behind the curtains, there are various activities and things which needed time and dedication that we can't realize what are they. So I am very thankful to the whole team of MTTS who arranged this learning platform. Now, instructor and coordinators, They are very well versed to the teaching methodology of MTTS, and all the sessions were very well connected with each other. So I congratulate all the instructors and coordinator for making this program knowledgeable and interesting. Now for the students, I can say that in our higher education system, everyone is talking about faculty development program. But MTTS, as I saw, is the only organization which trains students in thinking mathematics and hence lays foundation of students development program. So this OFCM 2023 inculcate the foundations in students which you should consider the beginning of learning in mathematics. So all the best to every student of this OFCM 2023. In the last, I am very thankful to Professor S. Kumresen, MTTS Director Professor G. Santhanam, Professor Baba, Professor B.S. Upadhyay, Professor Ajit Kumar, Professor Anant Narayan, Professor Satya, and all other teachers for passing their energies to us and guiding us a right path. So that we all can improving ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rohit Gandhi. So any other mentors want to share your experience? If not, so let's hear from few people behind the interesting and very important part of OFCM, the SAQ team. So I would like Dr. J or Dr. Arsha to share something.
Arusha will speak. Yeah, Arusha.
Yes, okay. Yeah. So SAQ expounds to self-assessment quiz and is meant for the students to evaluate themselves on how much they understood and what they missed, what they need to review, etc. So this time we had 2 SAQs, one after each block. So the first block of 4 sessions and we had SAQ1, and the second block of 4 sessions and we had SAQ2. We also had SAQ2 advanced. At this point, let me emphasize how much we take feedback seriously. It was during the interaction with Professor Kumaresan that one student mentioned that he didn't find the SAQ1 very challenging, and that is when we decided to put together another SAQ2 advanced for students to challenge themselves. So this is one place where we one thing to emphasize, that we take feedback very seriously and we improve upon it. So also, despite being released on working days, students took SAQ seriously and they attempted as many times as they could, and we received huge number of attempts from the students. And in the feedback, students mentioned that it helped them in developing their thinking capacity, confidence, understand how to think, how to take time and answer questions, be patient, read question carefully, etc. One student in G3 even mentioned that in the first four sessions, she was not that confident. She was doubtful about her understanding, but after taking SAQ, she realized that since she got the answers correct, she realized that she knows things, and since then she has been participating very actively with confidence. So it also helped them pinpoint their weakness as to where they need to improve. So this is a brief summary of this OFCM 2023 SAQ. And further, if you want it or not, there will be SAQ 3, but it will be a week from now. That is, it will be launched on Saturday at 9 p.m. 9th September, Saturday at 9 p.m. and it will be open till 9 a.m. of Monday, 11th September. So students, whoever are around, please check and log into MTTS Classroom, attempt SAQ 3 and have fun. That's all from my side. Gokul.
Yeah, thanks, Arsa.
Will the students be informed?
We have already informed them in the respective camps at the last day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks, Sarsa. Thanks for the information as well. So next I would like to call Professor Baba to make some comments about the overall camp.
Yeah, thank you, Gokulras. Yeah, good evening, all participants and all my friends here in this program. Today, actually, in this valedictory program, we are missing a person, the coordinator of the program, Dr. Anant Narayan. Okay, you all know that coordinator of OFCM is Dr. Anant Narayan from IIT Bombay. And he is absent today. You know why? Because he has to run for another program. So right now he has reached to conduct a program, what we call Init Math program. Earlier we used to call it mini MTTS program. So Init Math program, which is going to be held from tomorrow. So he has to join there. He has gone there, and they're in a place where not much, this is network is there, so he could not join. So hats off to Anant Narayan, and of course his team. And it is the untiring effort of a team, okay, a big team led by Dr. Anant Narayan that made this gigantic program possible simultaneously. Okay, we never had simultaneous 6 programs across the country running, okay, for 2 weeks. So it's a great job, and it was done. So we are very happy that we could conclude it very nicely. So I congratulate all the participants who could complete this course. And I'll just express a few of my feelings, few of my understanding and observations. I was there, and along with several of my colleagues in MTTS family members, we were participating as observers. And mostly I was confined to the group 4 and 6, though occasionally I visited the other rooms as well. So what I observed, so first thing, that it was really very heartening that this time we had a very large number of applications. Okay, so it was record for OFCM. So we have, last at least say 30-40% more applications we received from last year. That was very heartening. And then the second very good thing, we could see that the number of students we selected, going by the last 2 or 3 years experience, we find that because of various reasons, exams, network, and other things, a lot of dropouts. Many people, they cannot continue after, say, because of the hardship for 2.5 hours, okay, logging into and being on the screen and being attentive. Okay, so it's really a challenge. So we used to see that there are a lot of dropouts, but this, so thinking about that, okay, so keeping that in mind, in fact, because also we had a lot of applications, so the selection committee for OFCM selected more number of students, so almost 90 students for each of the camps. And it is really very heartening again that number of dropout is really very less. Okay, so finally the number of students who could complete the program is almost 1.5 times what was there last year. Okay, last average of last 3 years, or rather than the maximum of last 3 years, it is more than, okay, 1.5 times. So it's really very good. However, that also brought a big challenge. So what we could see, that maybe, I'm still trying to understand what was the reason, that despite many of you, okay, if we see in the classrooms, in the bearing, maybe, this, though it may not be generalized, some of the camps, okay, the situation is not exactly this, but at least in two camps, say 4 and 6, okay, and another 2-3 camps, what I could see, that many of the students, many of the participants, they were unable to respond. Okay, they were unable to respond in the classroom, unable to respond in the breakout rooms. Nevertheless, they did not give up. You did not give up. Okay, that's really very, very. We enter this group, OFCM, okay, group. We are really happy and really thankful to you that you stick to it. You never gave up. Okay, that's one thing. Now, point is that maybe, a few things which came to my mind also, maybe that many of you did not give up. That's a good thing. But many of you also could not respond. What possibly you wanted. But also there may be one reason that last 3 years when we had pandemic, okay, our family members, we for a student, the family members used to know that this is the only way the student is learning. Okay, the classes are online. So that facility, okay, the other family members, they used to facilitate those who are attending classes. But because this is now you have all regular classes and all, so this is online classes are, for many of the your family members, probably it's a matter of past. So that conducive situation probably is missing. That also I can see that many of the participants, when you just unmute, immediately we can see that you are not in a situation where you can really coolly you can sit down and learn. And this you are almost like in a chaotic situation so far as the environment is concerned. Even after that, you people you stick to the program, you learned, okay, you completed the program. Okay, we really are very happy with that. Now, next thing is that regarding this, as we have already said, that this is the beginning in the sense that initially we expressed that our purpose is to make a proper mindset to learn. Okay, so that to create a proper mindset in you, right? So many of you have expressed, we have also gone through some of the feedback you have given. You have assured with this thing, as you have also spoken. You have spoken in this meeting today that you have benefited. Okay? So that was our aim, and that you have expressed that you have benefited. So that's really, we feel inspired. Okay, we feel inspired to keep doing this and making it more forward, so that more and more students can get the benefit. Now, so even if you are not satisfied with your performance in the camps, in the discussion rooms, never mind. So don't. So this is what you have learned. You have learned to think. You have learned to reason. Okay, so that's the great thing. So what you need to do is that you have learned something. Not necessarily that you have learned everything. You may forget a lot of things, but the basic tenets. Okay, how to deal with quantifiers, how to look at a sentence, how to understand, how to write a sentence in terms of quantifiers. These things you keep practicing. You keep practicing. Not necessarily. Okay, certain things should be given in the classroom. Already you have been given a write-up. In fact, Professor Kumareshan wrote a write-up for this foundation. Okay, on the basis of what that was the beginning for writing a book on foundation course. Okay, so that write-up will be available. You just go through it. Whenever you have some time, you just look back, do some problem, and more importantly, whatever you have learned, the way you have the way what you learned, the way to think, that you practice. Okay, that you practice whatever you do, you will succeed. Definitely, you will succeed. There are several suggestions, okay, comments. Okay, so and also what I want about your participation, I would like to say one more thing, that we insisted that don't compare with others. You compete with yourself. Whatever you have learned today, okay, you try to learn more, try to be better tomorrow. And most of you have definitely we could see that you have improved over the time. Those who were not who were not probably responding or not being able to respond, we are pretty sure that you have improved. But keep doing that. The other thing what I just wanted to say, that you have suggestions. You have several suggestions, okay, I mean, on say longer breakout room, say gap of 15 minutes, okay, more SAQs. About SAQ, just I will tell you that some of you have expressed to form one question of SAQ, that itself requires a lot of time. And you see that you have given most probably some of you have given SAQ more than 10 times. Have you got a repetition? Most probably no. So that means they are required to be a hell lot of, I mean, a big number of questions, right? So that a group of people, okay, many of the mentors, this has come not from, I mean, not freely. It required later a lot of time, energy, okay, I mean, thought. That only make this SAQ, I mean, possible. And of course, it is not foolproof. There are, I mean, at times there are mistakes. Okay, so I mean, whenever we see that this kind of mistakes, we definitely we correct them. But these are human errors. Sometimes typo, sometimes something overlooking. Okay, so that's we keep on doing this. And so the MTTS program today, what we have, okay, what not only just OFCM, the entire different spectrum of MTTS programs. Okay, it is not a static thing. Every time we improve. Whatever the OFCM, the way OFCM was organized last year, there are several changes this year. Okay, this also has something coming from the feedback from the mentors, feedback from the participants, our experience, our review. Okay, so definitely your comments, suggestive comments, okay, constructive comments, that will also be helpful for our, I mean, improvement next year. And one thing what you learn, okay, just say 1 or 2 words apart from saying that do not give up. One more thing, what you have learned in this program is to be patient. You have been sitting here, probably, I mean, sitting here more than 2.5 hours, right? And probably, I mean, you keep sitting in your classroom. But at times, so here you see, you can I mean, you can tell yourself whether what improved you here. One is patience in the sense that your attention, okay, attention capacity. Okay, so that the amount of time you can keep your attention focused, that definitely have increased. And that's actually Professor Kumarshan, he mentioned there in the interaction session. This will definitely improve. You just see that has improved, and don't lose that. Okay, that attending something, okay, thinking something, concentrating something, that span, attention span, that should not be lost. The last thing I would like to say, reasoning. Mathematics is reasoning. Okay, so it's logic. And in this program, what you have learned is to question. Okay, question to yourself, question to, okay, I mean, if something is said, you do not take it just for granted. Just someone has said, I will be accepting that is not mathematics. And a mathematics student, mathematics teacher never does that if he or she is a mathematics student or teacher. Okay, so today you see that, I mean, there's so much of things running. Just take say your WhatsApp. Lot of things, lot of misinformation, lot of, I mean, miscommunications. Okay, so it's happening. But and what we do, okay, we are the pathetic part is that most of us we blindly believe. We blindly take whatever is there, whatever information I get, we believe them. That's wrong. And if OFCM has taught you something, then use that. You must use that. You need to ask. If something, I see something, a message, if something, I mean, something written, not just mathematics, If I see something, I'll question, should I believe it blindly? That reasoning. So reasoning is the most important faculty of human being. We should not lose it. We should inculcate it. Okay. So I hope you'll definitely have a better journey for mathematics. Okay. And of course, and what keeps this MTTS faculty together, okay, with respect, with love, with admiration to each other, it is the humility. It is the humility, respect for each other that keeps us bind. Okay, that binding keeps us and that inspires keep going. So be humble. Okay, try to learn, go forward. Okay, and give your knowledge, your being. Okay, your being should be beneficial for others around you. Okay, all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Baba sir. Thanks for the valuable comments. So after listening few of the students here and looking at the feedback, so it is certainly true that many people got a very good experience in this OFCM. With this all good experience, so what to do next? So let's call Professor Kumaresan to give a light on that.
Hi. Mine is going to be slightly longer. Let's say about 20 minutes. How many of you will be ready? It's already 2 hours since we started, almost. So there are 213 already, 225 reduced to 213. Yeah. So unless about 150 say yes, okay, I'll stop. Okay. Because as the time goes, yes will also be absent. Okay, will be deleted by the program. So I guess it should be 150 by now. Many of the point which I wanted to say has already been spoken by Baba. This shows the team spirit with which you work. Okay, so in some sense, that's a good. Okay, so I can pass through those points at a slightly faster rate. Okay, and people who know me well, you know that I don't come prepared. I don't like to. I like to speak extempore, but then I do miss points sometimes, which I wanted to say. So this time, this morning, in spite of a lot of work at home for me, I decided to put my thoughts so that it could also be used for future generations, even by me and others at the end of any MTTS camp. Okay, so I would like to share a screen.
Yeah.
So what next after OFCM? Because after any MTTS activity, we say certain things. Okay, this time we decided to, only this morning I started working, so I was luckily able to find some time. The first thing is, all of you deserve congratulations. The OFCM 2023 has launched you on the path of lifelong learning and thinking, as all the speakers have already said. Okay, I hope it continues. The next question I want to ask is, how do I maintain the learning curve? Because once you have started, How do I keep the same tempo? The first and foremost is a review. What one happens knows is just because you learn some certain concepts, definitions, remember certain results, what I usually call as jargon, you think you know it and go ahead. In fact, one of the students said, I already knew something, so why? Okay, I came with what I'm going to learn. I hope the student learned what she learned was only jargon. Here it made you think much better. Okay, sets and functions, you all learned 7th or 8th standard, right? And logic, syntax logic, they would have said in 12th standard. But did it really make you think logically? No. So the first thing I would like you to do that is after this program is over, next 1 week you have before the SAQ 3, please review. And do not be in a hurry. Just because I learned the jargon, don't go ahead. And when you want to review, there is also a set pattern. See, when I read something today, after 5 minutes I review, it's easy. If I learn something in the morning, when I review in the afternoon, in the evening, I miss a lot of points. After a few days, I hardly remember anything. You see that? So when you say review, often it is actually needed. Minimum 3 reviews. One is the very same day, next is after a couple of days, few days, and next is after a few weeks. Try to do that. You will see how many points you missed and you learn. And after that, you will rarely forget. Okay. This is one of the tricks which you have to learn. And I do not know how many of you knew that all the courses, all the 6 camps more or less closely followed a foundation course in mathematics. Certain examples and statements may be different on their own, but the basic tenet is the same. It's a book by Ajit Kumar, Baba and Kumaresan. So if you have a copy, please use it to revise the material covered in OFCM and to go further in topics that are not covered. Most importantly, you will say due to time constraints, the teachers may not have covered a lot of more interesting example, which will make you think a little more involved. Okay. We try to keep it somewhat similar example and second level, that's it. Something like which requires 3rd and 4th level thinking may not have been done possibly. Okay. So these examples you will find in the book. If you go through them, it will consolidate your understanding. And the exercises in that book are, it has a lot of different purposes. Okay, it makes you understand the concepts. It gives you an idea how to which result I have to use for the given problem. Third is challenging problems, which may involve a lot more ideas, some original thinking. So don't be ambitious to solve all the problems. Okay, it will be extremely difficult with a given time constraint. But if you could solve at least 1/3 of the exercises, okay, I think you should congratulate yourself. In future, you will be able to solve 90% of the problems. Okay. Why that sudden jump? Because most often, if you know how to attack a problem, okay, 90% of the problems are very straightforward thinking, very clear-headed thinking. What is my goal? What is given? How do I approach it? It's very easy. Only less than 5% of the problems require really ingenious tricks. Okay, so I'm just giving 90 minimum. Okay, now I asked you to review, read, problem solving, etc. But how often I do? Do I do it every day? Okay, how much time do I have? Okay, I have classes, you have exams, you have this, you have that, and your own family life, and serials to watch, Facebooks to write, okay, various things, okay, and WhatsApp to messages. So how do I find time? So I give an analogy. Suppose you go for a fitness program, and let's say for 3 months, 2 months, whatever, 6 weeks, you completed it successfully. Okay, look at your elders who had gone through some physiotherapists, etc. You will see that. Okay, but then you have to keep practicing it. You have to keep the momentum, keep your fitness or whatever you are supposed to achieve that goal at its level. You don't again go down. So how do I do that? Usually they will ask you to keep it do the same thing at least 3 to 5 times a day, week, not necessarily every day. And they also will tell you, you don't have to be as rigorous as you had been doing during that time. Okay. They'll advise you, you do not need to do with the same intensity. And if number of repetition need not even be same, even though you had acquired that, you have to keep at the peak. The same thing in mathematics also, here in MTTS, you will learn the trick. Okay. So what I usually suggest is weekly thrice or 4 times, spend half an hour to learn something the way your MTTS teacher taught you. Okay, by asking questions, by understanding, trying to find out why the proof what are the examples, what it means. Okay, don't worry about learning it just for exam purpose. Just half an hour to 40 minutes, 3 times a week, that should be mostly enough. That's the frequency of drill. That's very important. You may see that, even in the inauguration day, I said that, and I think it was also repeated by Baba. The most important thing is self-assessment. That is, you do not worry about others. You worry about yourself. Okay. Try to introspect. Okay. So what I want you to do for the next few months is the following. See, we keep saying, I think Aman already mentioned, okay, my favorite word, MTTS is a slow poison. Many of you may not even realize it has entered you. You may not even know the effect. In fact, some of you may even want to refuse to accept it has an effect on you. Okay, especially students who think they are already good will have that kind of resistance. Okay, it has not done much to me, but even they will be affected. Okay, but in case you don't like the negative word poison, think of this as a micronutrient which works slowly, but it keeps on repeatedly given steadily in your mind. This I already said that you may not even realize the changes made in you of the learning process, the art of asking questions, critical thinking, the enhanced level of problem solving. But how do I realize that? How do you realize that? First, let us quickly ask today. It's already mentioned by some of the speakers earlier. Did you notice that it built your focus, attention span, concentration for a longer period of time? Yes? I hope somebody responds. Okay. So it already affected you. Okay. This is just with respect to only the activity of the brain. So I suggest you keep observing yourself the way you react, respond in your classrooms, the way you read anything, not necessarily mathematics. It could even be newspaper thing, an article which talks about social issues, or I'm on many posters of various parties during a forthcoming elections. Okay, you try to read, you will see the way you understand, you think about asking critical questions will be different. The same thing you analyze and understand even the statements, proofs in the book, or even as I said, newspaper article, you try to read, I'm sure the way you look at it will be changing. So after 3 months of such introspection, observe yourself. If you find the OFCM has led to some positive changes in you, you may write to your favorite teacher, mentor, or to the MTTS Trust, or it's easy to all. The next item I want to talk about you and your neighborhood. When I say neighborhood, I want to write vicinity, but I thought many of you may not know, so I wrote that. So what can you do in your circle of influence? Your vicinity, by that I mean your circle of influence. This is what each one of us we do. Okay. First thing is you should realize something. You are one of the fortunate ones to have participated in OFCM. My guess is maybe little more than this. Only 1 of 4 applicants is chosen. That is, you are one of the 4. So what we would like you is, we want you to share your experience with your classmates, juniors, teachers, or anybody who shows interest in mathematics. You can, in fact, you can form a group for such interested friends and start a discussion club. What you keep doing, breakout room is what we call discussion room. But just because Zoom calls it breakout room, we are saying the same thing, but it's actually discussion rooms. Okay, this was conceived by us in the beginning of the pandemic, whenever. Okay, so you start your own discussion club. What do you do there? You choose topics which are of mutual interest. If 4 or 5 of you are there, choose something and try to see what is being taught so that everybody gets involved in that. Okay, whatever is relevant. Okay, this one is taught, it was slightly difficult, we didn't understand. Okay, but you want to understand it better. So take up such things, discuss as you have been taught in the so-called breakout rooms. So with the training of OFCM and your own talent, you may be the leader. You can lead other members of the group to a better understanding how to approach mathematics, how to solve problems, how to understand things, how to appreciate mathematics. This is the way you have an impact on your sphere of influence. In fact, this is one thing which at the age of 32, I told a lot of experts who are already 60 plus those days. Okay. Namely, don't worry about the entire system is wrong. Try to change small changes in your sphere of influence. Wherever you can have an impact, try to do that. Try to do something good. Okay. So the country will automatically build up. Okay. Now, usually the world is competitive. You can see quotas and IIT JEEs. Okay. Right. So people only are very much self-interested. They only think about self-interest, extremely self-centered and selfish. So what is that in it for me? You know, that I have learned, I benefited. Why should I share my knowledge with others? There are two benefits. Number one, so you would have earned a lot of friends, okay? Lifelong friends. Even here you must have seen. As Aman said, if it has been off, physical cam, you would have fixed out, you have befriended a lot of people who will remain friends lifelong. Okay. Even here you can do that because it's going to be physical camp conducted by you, organized by you. Second thing, this is more selfish. You will acquire a high level of competency and very enviable mastery over the subject. In fact, all of us in MTTS stream are experts in what we teach because we teach. Okay. We become experts. We become better. Okay. So if you want to become better in your own subject, the easiest way is to teach others. Okay. Next aspect I want to say is, okay, now so far what we did, we looked at what you have gained, how to retain that or how to improve upon that. Okay. And how to disseminate such a knowledge to others. Next thing is for your own personal growth. What are the avenues for further learning? Okay. Unlike us, old generation, you see that you are all lucky. There are a lot of online courses, MIT Open Courseware, and in fact, many other universities also. Okay. And NPTL, I think I said it correctly, and Coursera, okay, which will enrich the subjects. Suppose you don't have an expert in your college or in your institute to learn something, or you want to learn much better, okay, or something more, then go to one of these things, whichever you find it easy. Do that. Okay. So that way you can enrich your knowledge. But you might find all these things are typical lecture style. Okay, they go beautifully, explain definition, immediately result, and prove it very clearly, okay, with all precision, okay, logic. But you may miss the MTTS methodology, which asked you to question, which made you a partner in the crime. You also discovered mathematics on the way. That is maybe missing. You are being told mathematics, but you are not discovering it. Okay. So what do you do? So an example. So there are video lectures by Kumaresan. There is a channel by him on YouTube. I'm third, Julius Caesar and our master, I'm talking third person. Kumaresan is myself. Okay. So there are complete courses on various subjects. And soon I think most of the core subjects are BSc and MSc are the so-called 4-year honors course. will soon be made available. You can follow them. And if I can be modest, it is closest to MTTS methodology. You can see the exclamation mark. I should have my own fun. Okay, suppose you say, its video is okay. Okay, it's harmful to my eyes. I would like to read books. Books not on mobile or tablet, but actually printed books. Okay. Then also there are ways. There are books written by MTTS faculty. Okay, which will be more student friendly. That doesn't mean it makes life easy, but it follows the MTTS methodology. So it keeps asking questions when you will see that other teacher is talking to you, and so that you answer the question, you learn the process, you also try to discover mathematics on the way, and finally it gives you confidence. So we will soon prepare a list, and we will inform you after that about that. One important thing is I want to say is you should be adaptive. Okay, what do I mean by that? Because many participants are MTTS. Here you have OFCM, only 12 sessions. For summer camps, about 24 days, 4 weeks, and lots of lectures. Okay, then they got used to that. It's like that it becomes your favorite dish. You like it very much. Okay, you think everybody should do that. Okay, that is not practical. In fact, if you hold that view, it will be a hindrance to your growth. Please mark these words. Okay, do not expect everybody to teach only MTTS way, and that's not good for you. In fact, then what do? Let's look at an analogy. I already said that. See, you cannot live only on your favorite dish. You need all kinds of food, even some food which you hate, so that you get a balanced and nutritious diet. You see that? You mark my words. I said, even certain food items you hate, you have to eat it. Okay, so that you get a missing nutrition, right? The same way, you should learn to attend and participate and learn from any kind of teaching. Don't think of that it's only MTTS is the only way. Don't do that. Okay. MTTS at its best shows you the directions and takes you on the path of self-learning, how to do that. So if you let go of your bias towards MTTS methodology and pay attention, you will learn from anybody. But MTTS taught you how to do that. You may not know it. I'm going to say how. So when you review what transpired in a lecture, you may apply the tricks of the MTTS methodology. Why do you have to do that? What was the hypothesis? What happens if I use a different hypothesis? Why was that result not used? This kind of questions which we ask in MTTS classroom, you apply such things, then you will get deeper insight. The analogy I can again give is think of a cow. Okay. Okay, because some kind of predator may come and pounce upon it. What does it do? It eats in a hurry and then comes and sits in a calm place and regurgitates and digests. Okay, it helps with digestion. The same way, okay, if the lecture is a typical lecture, okay, you come back, ruminate over that, and apply the methodology of MTTS, then you will gain much better. But please remember, you should learn from anybody. Okay, this is very important. Next thing is MTTS has given a lot of personality development, which you may or may not realize. But I'm sure many actually mention the teachers, the students, and the mentors. Everybody mentioned. I'm just mentioning some of them. You would have found that faculty, the mentors, coordinators are very sincere, committed, punctual, considerate, disciplined, and ever so helpful. So you can see, in spite of their achievements and position, they are all very humble. Does the word sound familiar? Baba just now said it. Okay, he said first humility and followed by humble. In that order. Okay. The most important thing is the teamwork with no ego clashes. You know how many of us are working together behind the scene and how many days in how many weeks in advance. Okay. But with no ego clashes. Somebody says something, then we contradict, we come up with a better solution or modify, we arrive at it and do that. And the next thing is empathy. This is a word, don't confuse with the word sympathy. I talk about empathy. I'll give some instances. Okay, please do not be offended. Do not take any kind of what you call. I'm not calling out, but you should know. So certain things have to be told. Okay, I don't never mince words. See, most often when you want to say something, people think only from their point of view. Empathy means you put yourself in other fellow's shoes. You think of what are his situation, why, what he will do in my place. Think about, sorry, what I will do in his place. Think about like that. That is what empathy means. For example, let us say, many people said, okay, after my classroom I'm coming, so why can't we hold it later? Okay. Now remember, your teachers and mentors, they're all working elsewhere. They're also doing that. And most of them are adults. Therefore, they have their own family, right? In spite of that, when if the class is 5, they have to come early, 4:30 itself. They have to set up the everything properly and be there. And after you leave, then also they sit and discuss various issues and then only go. By the time they go, it's usually 8 o'clock. Think of them, they are all family members. Okay. And second, similarly, okay, why not we have some take-home exercises? See, you may not have empathy, but we do have empathy. We know that as students, you have the classroom. Throughout the day, you have been attending classes and coming here and spending at minimum 2 hours, usually about 2.5 hours. Okay. You understand? So you know how much you heard. So we don't expect you to go back and do something. Even in the physical camp, I ask the student, take some rest. Do not try to review everything. It may not be possible. What will happen in about 5 to 6 hours, you can't do that. Okay. We have empathy. We know how much trouble you will go through. So if you want, you can find your own thing. You want challenge, you do that. Okay. There is something about SAQ also. I will come to that later in a closed door discussion, but I don't want to spend time on that. So you can see these things. Now, what do I want you to do? Any MTTS camp teaches its participant, perhaps not in words, but in action, because many of you observed. In your feedback also you have said it. These telling qualities mentioned above. So we are sure that you will imbibe some of this and you will turn out to be a better human being. You may already be a better human being, but you can still be better, right? There is always scope for us. The most important thing I want, we already said humble, it's something slightly different way of talking, the attitude. Just because you have been taught well, now you learn to think much more crystal clear. Okay, do not look down upon others, especially your teachers, etc. when you go back. Okay, you try to be humble, help others to improve your sharing your knowledge. Okay, for example, when I was a student, when I knew some teacher didn't understand that concept, okay, he said something wrongly, then I said, sir, perhaps this is what you wanted to say, but I think in a hurry you said it this way. I didn't even say you said it wrongly. So try to be understanding, be considerate. There is no point in trying to show off your thing. Okay, don't have any kind of attitude. Yeah, you don't want people to complain after MTTS your students are arrogant or anything. Please don't do that. And next thing is share your knowledge. We are all sharing our knowledge. Okay, what we got about 40 years, 50 years, 20 years, 30 years, spend 10 years. Okay, and remember, knowledge is the only wealth which increases when you share. Nothing else has that quality. The more you share, the more wealthier you become. Okay, it enhances your wealth. Please do that. Okay, after that, please try to be in touch with us. The MTTS provides many avenues for the alumni of its camps to be in touch with the activities of the trust. Okay, you may subscribe to the MTTS trust. Then you will get information about MTTS activities. You may come to know of some activity in which you can participate, or you may find it may not be of interest to you, or you may not be eligible for that. But in that case, you can suggest, you may think of somebody else who may be benefited, so you can inform them. Okay, try to be helpful always. There is also an alumni portal. I hope it started working. You may register yourself there. Okay, what is our hope? We hope to see you as a participant. T is missing in future MTTS camps, and then as a mentor in OFCM camps in the near future. Later, as a faculty in MTTS camps. How many of you want to follow this path? Please say yes. Can somebody count and tell me?
Counting. It has more than 60 now.
Oh, great. That's a lot.
Cross 70.
Wow.
80.
Then I think we can run 12 camps now. Okay, great.
90, yeah. 92.
Wow. Great.
Still
Good.
counting.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is not words from just lip. It's from the heart. We really want, okay, the future of our thing is in your young hands. Please join us. Qualify yourself and come. Thank you very much. All the best for your bright future. There are a few more points, but that's enough for the time being. I think I took more or less 20 minutes as I expected. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks for the valuable suggestions. So finally, I'll call Professor Ajit Kumar for to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Gokul Raj, and good evening to all of you. For a change, let me share my screen. Okay, so I think it's all very long session, so I'll try to be as brief as possible. So, as you know, I mean, this MTTS is a teamwork, and OFCM is no different. So I would like to just place on record thanks to the people who are behind the scene for making this happen. First of all, just a second. First of all, I would like to thank the director of MTTS programs, Professor S. Kumresan, who is the brain behind all these MTTS activities, and he is the guiding force behind all this. Already, you just heard him. He's so enthusiastic and so passionate about this. So we thank him for his vision and all his guidance. And of course, as you saw, this MTTS, this OFCM is actually a teamwork. So Dr. Anand is overall coordinator, and he is guided, or he is supported by several people. I think overall more than 100 people have contributed in success of this. So there are academic coordinators, assistant coordinators, technical coordinators, some advisors, and of course some observers and the mentors. So I would like to thank all of them for making this once again very, very successful. And of course, to the participants, already Professor Kumresan and Professor Baba mentioned that very big congratulations to all of you, and thank you for participating in OFCM 2023. I would also like to thank and congratulate YouTube viewers. Several of them were, as you know, one of the camp were also live streamed, and several of them were viewing this. So thank you to them also. And I would also like to thank the recommending teachers. One of the recommending teacher was also spoke. And so thanks to all of them. And we hope you will continue to recommend your teachers, to your students to this program and all the MTTS programs. We really need your support. And once again, thank you to all of them. Of course, mentors, they are the backbone of all these online MTTS camp. Without their support, I don't think it is possible. So a very, very big thank you to all the mentors who were physically present in this online camp, and also all those mentors who were part of this YouTube live streaming. So, of course, thanks to all the faculty and academic coordinators. And I would also like to place on record thanks to these online tools because of which it is possible. So Zoom, Moodle, YouTube, and all these things because of which it was possible to conduct such a effective online training program. And of course, I would also like to thank the MTTS trustees whose support, especially the president, Sarji Santhanam. So they put a lot of efforts behind the scene to organize all these year-long camp. So as you know, no program can be organized without support, financial support. So a very big thank you to National Board for Higher Mathematics. You already heard the NBHM chairman, Professor Dipendra Prasad. He was here. So NBHM has been very, very generous in supporting MTTS activities since its inception. So a big thank you to NBHM, and we are sure, hope they will continue to support generously, because MTTS would like to kind of reach to and organize many more camps, and we really need financial support for this. We would also like to thank all the well-wishers and donors. As you know, MTTS Trust also accepts donations, and there are donors who have supported this generously. Just to place on record, just recently we organized a teachers training program in Jammu and Kashmir, and which was completely supported by donations from all these donors. So a big thank you to all of them, and we look forward to your generous donations and support to MTTS. Lastly, also I think Professor Commission mentioned and Bob mentioned, I would like to thank family members of all the concerns, including the students, because attending this online camp for 2.5 hours, 3 hours is not easy. We require also the family support. So big thank you to all the family members for supporting us. And lastly, just an appeal, as I mentioned, this MTTS Trust also accepts donations so that it can organize many more camps, especially the camps in remote area where students do not have that kind of opportunity and means. So this is the account number, and you can also donate through online API using this. You can just scan and make donations. No donation is small. So whatever donations you want to make, it's very valuable to us. And all the donations are 100% tax, having tax benefit under Section 80G. And just kind of, I would like to just mention that as per the existing income tax rule, we generally do not accept foreign contribution or anonymous contribution. So please visit MTTS website. There is a donation page. So after you make donation, please fill up the form, and we would send you the receipts, appropriate receipts, which will have the tax benefits. So once again, I would like to thank everybody who has contributed in successful completion of this 4th edition of OFCM, and a big congratulations to all the students who have successfully completed this course. In fact, this year, as Professor Baba mentioned, we had a record number of students who have managed to finish this program. So thank you very much, and all the best to all of you. Let me stop sharing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice words. So with this, officially, we can conclude this valedictory section as well as the OFCM 2023. So on behalf of Team OFCM 2023, I will thank everyone for being here. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, good night. Good night to all.
Good night.
We can stop the live streaming also.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm doing that. Yeah.